All right, everybody. Couple housekeeping items, and this is for my seated Business 110, Business 139, and Business 151 courses. I did completely separate set of videos for my online courses for this purpose to make it less confusing. So, again, if you are in my seated Business 110, my seated Business 139 and my seated Business 151 for spring 2020, this is for you. So first and foremost, I hope everybody's doing well, staying positive, staying upbeat. Pour yourself a cup of joy, because that'll be good for you. Before I talk about this particular deliverable, a case study and course observation, a couple of housekeeping items. So for the seated courses, I already extended the deadline for your, depending on what course you're in, you may have weekly preps only, or you may have weekly preps, case studies, and articles. For example, Business 110 has weekly preps only because they have a bunch of other things that they need to do. Business 139 and 151 have weekly preps, articles, and case studies. So any weekly preps, articles, or case studies that were due between 3/24 and April 21st, I extended the deadline to April 21st. I'm not saying we're going to be out that long. As of right now, we're closed until the 27th. Hopefully, we'll be back that following Monday, but I just don't know. So in order to just really plan accordingly, and I walked you guys through my thought process in my video that I released yesterday, I just wanted to extend the deadline so people who might not have access to the technology needed, and with the campus being closed, you're not able to go to campus and do it. I wanted to give you guys plenty of time. So that being said, this doesn't mean wait till the last minute, okay? Procrastination is not your friend. So if you're up and running on technology, do your assignments sooner rather than later, so all of a sudden you're not freaking out on the 20th or the 21st because everything is due that has been extended for the past month and you haven't gotten to it. So step one, depending on which one of my 3 seated classes, make sure you are staying on top of your case studies, your articles, and your weekly preps. Step number 2, depending again on which seated course you're in, you will have an additional assignment that will sort of substitute for your in-class work. As you guys know, I'm very big into experiential learning. I'm very big into in-class assignments. I need to make sure that you guys still have a rigorous teaching and learning environment. So to that end, Business 110 seated students, you have a separate assignment with instructions that's posted to your Blackboard Business 110 course. Business 139 seated students, you have a separate Business 139 assignment with instructions that's posted to your Blackboard. Business 139 students, you have a separate Business 139 assignment that is posted to your Blackboard. And then thirdly, I'm going to talk about this particular case study and walk you through it. And then fourthly, those of you who have ELP projects, and that's almost all of you. So Business 110, as you know, 50% of your course is ELP. I'm going to send you, you'll get an email from me sometime by tomorrow for Business 110 students. I'll send email groups based on ELP looking to meet online for some time on Tuesday or Thursday. For Business 151, you guys have as a class an ELP project that's worth 20% of your grade. I'm going to send out a class email to get some dates and times for either to do a live virtual either Tuesday or Thursday. And then Business 139, you guys have the option of either an individual paper and presentation, or for those of you guys part of CFIS. So you guys that are in Business 139 that opted for your individual paper and presentation, the expectation is that you're working on that on your own while we are away from campus. CFIS people, you will get an email from me again, setting up a time to see who can meet when for Tuesday or Thursday, because we took a hit in terms of losing the momentum with our ELP activity. That's no one's fault, right? I mean, it was unexpected what's going on, and we need to deal accordingly. That being said, I want to mitigate the circumstances to make sure that we're still continuing with some kind of movement with our ELP projects. So again, let's review. Number one, you're keeping on top of weekly preps, and then also for those of you who have case studies and articles. Number two, you've got your individual additional assignment for those of you based on course specific, whether you're in 110, 139, or 151. Those of you who are in multiple seated courses of mine, you will have those assignments for each course. That takes the place of activities and discussions that we normally have during class time. Number three, you will have this case study and course observation feedback, which I will give you instructions in a minute here as well. Number four, you'll be getting an email from me based on your ELP grouping, with the exception of those students who opted for the individual research paper and presentation in 139. By Friday, which is tomorrow, I need you guys to respond because I want to set up a touch base virtual and where do we go next steps, okay? So that being said, all of your assignments, again, that were due between the 24th of March and the 21st of April I now extended those to the 21st. Your individual your individual course assignment that takes the place of the in-class time is posted, and that is also due on the 21st. ELP, email by Friday, respond to me as soon as possible. We'll have touch base either Tuesday or Thursday next week. And then this case study in course observation feedback is posted. That is due the 21st. Again, you guys have a lot to do. Don't wait till the last minute. Don't kick the can down the road. Again, I sound like a broken record, but I need to repeat it. I pushed everything out so far so it wouldn't create a hardship on anyone. That being said, use your time judiciously, okay? Don't procrastinate. So here's what I'm looking for. Oh, and by the way, all of your assignments that I just mentioned will be due via the Blackboard course. Do not email me anything. Do not email me anything. Turn to yourself and say, self, don't email Professor G anything he's not asking for, because I won't look for it, okay? I need everything in the course to make it streamlined for all of us. So you got to submit the assignments in the appropriate Blackboard assignment Dropbox. This being said, let's talk about what I'm looking here. So I want you guys are all familiar with how to give feedback, based on what we went over initially and the great job that many of you are doing in your feedback for peer teaching. So I created a PowerPoint, and I want you guys to give me feedback based on the course, various course components, and my teaching and learning style. Now, this is informal. What does that mean? This is not a formal course feedback observation form that goes to other parts of the college. This stays with me. Every semester, a little bit after the midway point, I do an informal course feedback. Why do I do informal, and why a little bit after the midway point? Number one, informal. I find that students tend to be more open and honest and forthcoming with me, knowing that it's informal. It's just between me and the student. It's a little bit more relaxed, which I appreciate. Why a little bit after the halfway point? Because I find that students have more time to really spend the thoughtfulness and the sincerity to put into this, which is important to me. If I wait till the end, you guys are freaking out with, exams you have to study for, papers you have to get in, final presentations, wrapping things up. There's a lot going on. So this is an ideal time. Now, as you guys know, I'm all about improvement. Just as I hold you guys accountable, and challenge you in a good way to constantly improve and stretch yourself to be more, do more, I also am on a continuous journey for improvement in being more and doing more, not only personally, but also professionally in all my various professional roles, which also includes teaching and learning. So that being said, I look at this, I look forward to it, and I take it seriously. This is an important tool for me, for you guys to give feedback. Again, use your economy of language, use your economy of language sheet, use your course observation feedback sheets to do a good job here, just like the way you guys have been doing a good job with your peer teaching feedback sheets. But I value your feedback, and I always want to make what I do better. So please take this seriously. It is for a grade. Now, that being said, you're obviously not being graded on your opinions. Your opinions and what I'm asking you for are just that. They're yours. But what are you going to be graded on? I'm glad you asked, right? So, number one, I provided you guys here with a generic, not generic, but a black and white vanilla template, right, with your PowerPoints, because I want you to customize it to make it your own. In other words, I want you to go through, we talk a lot about how presentation skills are important. I want your choice of template colors and designs and flair to represent your personality and your personal best. So I purposely left it plain vanilla with black and white because I want you to customize it and personalize it. I want to see your personality to come through in your choice of template colors and your choice of template designs, okay? That's number one. So you'll be graded on that. Number two, you're going to be graded on how well you complete each slide in terms of the information that I'm requesting. Again, I'm not grading you on your opinions, but I am grading you on your ability to follow instructions and do it well. I'm also grading you on, did you take this seriously, and did you do what I asked you to do? So first is your template, really doing a great job on your template colors and designs and flair. I want it to represent, I want it to show and represent your personality and your personal best. Number two, slide number one, I want you to actually put the actual right course in here. So if you're in Business 110, 139, or 151, then you're going to put the course number, your name, and the date. For those of you with multiple courses, yes, you're going to have to fill one out for each course. Why? Because each course has its own experience, right? So if you're in my 110 and 139, you're going to submit one that says Business 110, your name and the date, and that feedback is going to be tailored to the 110 course. If you're also in 139 or 151, you'll put 139 or 151. You guys get this, right? Okay. So slide two. Weekly preps, glows and grows. You guys all know glows and grows, so I don't have to explain it. You guys are well acquainted with it, as evidenced through what I see you guys giving great feedback for the most part on the peer teaching. So I want 3 glows and 3 grows. So one of the things you'll be graded on is, did you give me 3 meaningful glows? Did you give me 3 meaningful grows? Look, y'all, this isn't meant to be a rush job. Again, I'm giving you meaningful assignments that take the place of what we would normally do in class. And this is something we would have normally done in class around this time of years. I made some changes. I make changes from semester to semester because I want it to be fresh, freshly baked, served up just for you. Like my cornbread muffins. And some of you guys know what I'm talking about because you've experienced the Matthew Gargano deliciousness of the cornbread muffins. I might even be convinced to bake some for you guys when we get back, but you'll have to let me know. You'll have to remind me. Maybe I will. I have secret ingredients that are amazing. So anyway, where was I? Oh, so weekly preps, glows, and grows. Your glows, obviously, the glowing report. What do you think are glowing about them? And what are those areas or opportunities for growth? Again, towards the spirit of making better, making what I am doing, what I am creating, what I am setting up and rolling out to you better. And it has to be actionable and meaningful. As a glow, these are great. That doesn't tell me anything. What specifically about them are great, and why do you think they're great? Conversely with grows, they suck. That doesn't tell me anything, right? That's a nonsensical, that's not even feedback. That's just, I don't know what it is, ridiculousness, right? So you're going to write, you know, blah, blah, blah. You know, is it the length of time? Is it the content? You know, what is it? You know, but I need 3 and 3. Okay, slide number 3. Now, this only applies to business 139 and 151, my 159 and 151 students, because you guys only have articles in those seated classes. So 110, you do not have to do this. So what are you going to put here? A big NA, right? Case study, again, only applies to my seated 139 and 151 business students. So you will do the same thing. 3 glows, 3 grows. Give me, you know, with the grows, give me some opportunities for improvement. Give me suggestions. 5, peer teaching, same thing. You all have peer teaching, right? So peer teaching glows, grows, you know, what do you think are great about them that makes them glowing? What are their opportunities to make them even better for both the presenter and also those that are listening, okay? Also, any additional comments, right? Just like the sandwich. So here we're using the sandwich. Glows, glowing, awesome. These are great. Grows, areas for improvement that'll help make it better. And then your overall additional comments, right? Moving on down the road. Ease on down the road. Oh, let me stop now. In class, now we're switching to in class, what we do in class, right? So I want you to think about everything in the classes, your whole classroom experience, from the threshold activity, which I know some of you love, hashtag sarcasm, but some of you really do love them. I love them, and it really helps you guys really grow. I love the way it helps cohesify you guys to really create a wonderful community of learners, okay? So I want you to think of in class, threshold activity, other activities, the overall culture, the dynamics, the flow, the vibe, the engagement experience, right? Again, 3 glows, 3 grows, and then overall additional comments. Again, use your traditional sandwich model. Slide 7, experiential learning project, glows and grows. Same thing, your traditional sandwich, right? I need 3 of each. Are you graded on? Do you have 3? And are they meaningful, right? And then additional comments. Okay, now I'm looking at the overall course, where the previous slides had to do with specific components or pieces of the overall course. Now I want you to reflect of the overall course, okay? Think about the workload, the organization, how I have the weighted the different categories. You know, categories are your, you know, participation, you know, weekly preps, if you have articles, you know, case studies, ELP. I want you to think of the weights. I want you to think of the whole flow of the course, right? Your overall course, the overall course, and then again, your traditional sandwich model, 3 glows, 3 grows, additional comments. Now, number 9, which is your final slide. Your overall glows and grows for me, right? For me, Professor G. Think about my teaching style. Think about my expectations. Think about the way I deliver the class. You know, I want you to think of all these things, right? 3 glows for me. This is your opportunity to give me some observation feedback, right? As your professor. 3 glows for me, 3 grows for me. And they must be 3. 3 and 3, you shall be, if you want full credit. And then additional comments, again, overall, right? You're again, your traditional sandwich model, right? 3 glows, 3 grows, meaningful, and then overall additional comments about my teaching style, teaching and learning environment, right? The good, the bad, the ugly, suggestions for improvement. So this is one of your deliverables that you have in addition to the others. So on that note, y'all, email me with questions. Stay well, stay joyous, stay encouraged, and most importantly, stay fabulous. Peace out, y'all.